Hey, this is Chris Ruisi, and welcome to another episode of the Step Up and Play Big Weekly Mind Jolt. Now this week, I want to talk to you about that one thing that will literally kill any chance of you achieving your full level of success. It's one word, but it has far-reaching effects, and that word is procrastination. Now, procrastination is born from one or a combination of the following: trying to be a perfectionist, a lack of self-discipline, the inability to fight off distractions, a lack of specific goals and a commitment to them, and fear. How many times do you start the day knowing what you want to do, and you should, but eventually come up with a reason why you just can't get started, and so you put it off? You say to yourself things like, gee, the timing just isn't right, or let me get these few little less important things done first, or geez, who left the coffee pot empty? I'll make a fresh brew first. Whatever your reason might be, the fact is you are procrastinating, and that's bad for you, your company, your team, your clients, and customers. Eventually, if this behavior continues, you will have added procrastination to your list of habits. And remember, our habits define us. Do you really want people to describe you as an expert in procrastination? Left unchecked, procrastination can be a career and/or business killer. Given the business challenges we'll all be facing over the next several years, I thought it would be helpful to offer some suggestions on how to successfully avoid being a victim of procrastination. Here are 3 useful tips. Number 1, while planning and goal setting are important, over-planning and trying to identify every single component of an issue you might face can be deadly. In fact, when you do this, you will likely make the task bigger than it needs to be. You end up being in a constant state of getting ready to get started, to commence, to begin. You get stalled even before you start because the plan is just not perfect. Stop trying to develop the perfect plan. Just start doing. The solution is simple. Make the decision to get started. Even a bad decision is better than no decision, and a bad decision can always be fixed. Start with just the first 3 steps of any task. Then evaluate the results. Take the next 3 steps, and so on. Allow yourself to learn as you go. It may not be perfect, but it will be productive. Martin Luther King once said, you don't have to see the whole staircase just to take the first step. Next, do the hardest things first. Dale Carnegie once said, do the hard jobs first. The easy jobs will take care of themselves. This is a key point to understand when you're fighting the urge to put off taking action. It involves self-discipline and your ability to confront your fears about what needs to be done and what the outcome needs to be. Whatever the task might be, just get it done. Get it behind you as soon as you can. Besides giving a power boost to your productivity, imagine the boost you will give your self-confidence and self-esteem knowing that you got it done. And let me let you in on another fact. After you get the hard stuff done, the rest of your day or week will be easy, less stressful, and more productive. Now finally, many procrastinate out of the fear of failure, the fear of doing the wrong thing, the fear of making a mistake or looking silly, the fear of rejection or criticism, and even the fear of success. These folks have not learned how to take a risk. Risk-taking is how you move forward, and the fear of taking a risk is like nailing your feet to the floor. You stay in the same place with no movement. When we take a risk, we feel uncomfortable. Many of you have heard me say that to be successful, you must learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's how you manage fear. Nothing is as ever bad as we first think it might be, and in most cases, every mistake can be fixed. Evaluate the situation, consider what would be a reasonable risk, and then ask what I once heard Brian Tracy say, what would you do if you were guaranteed success? Learn to confront your fears and push them aside. Zig Ziglar also said, if you wait until all the lights are green before you leave home, you'll never get started on your trip to the top. So in closing, when I talk or coach about procrastination, I use the example of a cross-country train from New York to Los Angeles. When the train leaves the New York station, there may be some green lights right ahead of it. But further out there down the track are red lights, but we can't let those distant red lights stop us from starting our journey. What we have to do is take all the right actions so that as we approach a distant red light, it turns green and allows us to continue on our journey. So think about it. Procrastination. Well, we'll see you next week at our next Mind Jolt.